Yeah, and maybe to Nick Sonic's question around protocol owned liquidity versus incentivized liquidity on AMMs. For a long-term time horizon, which I think a lot of games should at least aim for, even if realistically they're not going to be around forever. Not every game is. Most of them aren't. Looking at having a long-term strategy for liquidity is important. And so protocol owned liquidity can be a better strategy there. And so the short version of that, for anyone who doesn't know, is basically getting essentially purchasing LP tokens or purchasing liquidity versus essentially renting it or paying people over time for being an LP and staking liquidity in an AMM, because that incentivized liquidity, it's often described as mercenary capital, where they'll put it there as long as you're the one that's paying them the most to provide that liquidity. And it's very difficult to be in that position over the long term. So if you're really trying to maintain liquidity over time, then that's not very efficient in the long term to be continuing to pay that out.
Yeah, I agree. And there's even like farming groups that just hop between different like DeFi protocols to just farm, and then basically it pumps the price up because they're all buying your token to farm, and then when they decide they're done, it's the whole token just gets wrecked because they take all these rewards, etc. There's actually an interesting DEX called what's it called? Ape Swap. So they actually have this interesting concept called treasury bills, where essentially you can sell your LP tokens to the actual company. So they basically incentivize the community to basically create LP tokens, and they sell the LP tokens to the company itself, which is automatically locked for a year. So now the company owns their own liquidity, but the company in return are giving them vested tokens, say over, it could be like 30 days at a discount. And that discount is all based off of demand. So if no one's buying those like treasury bills, the discount gets bigger and bigger. And when they buy it, obviously the discount gets less. So it's an interesting way for basically teams being able to hand off their tokens that obviously they minted for free, like their treasury tokens. I mean their liquidity tokens, in response for actually receiving straight LP tokens, so the protocol can own its own liquidity.